This week's episode is brought to you by Thanksgiving. Kevin, what are you thankful for?
Oh, family, work, got a good job. Just overall, togetherness. Just a great time of year. What about you?
Turkey.
And?
Stuffing.
All right, then.
So, are you just heading home straight from work tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to leave, hopefully, like an hour early, because then I can be home around, dinner time.
Like 6-ish or so?
Yeah, hopefully. And I talked to work today about that, so hopefully it won't be a problem. But
I mean, the fact that you only have a week left there, I would just be like, yeah, I'm leaving at 4.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I kind of said, but it was still I don't know. Shit ends up happening at this job where I just end up being in a conversation with someone, and then I don't just want to be like, oh, by the way, peace, I'm out of here. Just cut them off mid-sentence. So I wouldn't be surprised if I was like, oh, I'm heading out at 4, then at 4:20, we're fucking still talking, and I'm like, God damn it, I need to go.
Just be like, I really have to poop. I'm leaving.
I really have to poop, so I'm going to go get in my car for 2 hours.
Speaking of a pile of shit, hi, welcome to the Hodge Podcast, the official podcast of CountryHodgepodge.com. I'm your host, Steve Hodge, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, cousin, and lover, Kevin Hodge. Hello! This week, we have to record a little early. Actually, I'm probably going to put up this early as a little, present or whatever, because
a Thanksgiving present.
Kevin's driving home tomorrow for obviously Thanksgiving, and so we won't have time to record it all. So we're like, fuck it, we'll just do it early.
Yeah, and I'll be in Chicago for the weekend, and so it's not like I'd be able to record late and just have it go up by the end of the weekend. Yeah. So
I'm still so jealous that you're seeing Book of Mormon.
Dude, I'm so excited. So
I've already seen it. So
yeah. So I've listened to the whole soundtrack before, but I haven't listened to it in a while, and I have been purposely not listening to it so that when I see it on Saturday,
it's kind of a surprise again.
Exactly. So there'll be things that I remember from it, but hopefully for the most part, I'll get all the jokes pretty fresh. I'm really excited. I don't know who's going to be in it. Obviously, Josh Gad's not going to be doing it.
It's going to be like the 8th string team.
Exactly. But I still imagine it's going to be fucking great because it's the writing and everything that's going to make it good. But yeah, I'm really pumped. I like Chicago and I like leaving Chicago, but I'm fine with battling the Chicago-ness to see that.
We like Chicago even more thanks to the Bears now.
Bears.
And there's our weekly Bears update.
And now let us go into 45 continual minutes of talking about the Bears defense.
Yeah. And how dominant it is. It's better than Kane Brown's music. It's better than Turnpike's music. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so since we're recording early, we didn't want to rush an artist, so we're like, fuck it, let's just we both went to concerts this weekend, different concerts, so we'll both talk about, Kevin saw Ruston Kelly, I saw Ray Scott, so mine was better.
How dare you.
And then we'll just we actually got a really nice letter email.
Handwritten letter.
From a listener, so I was going to read that, and we could talk about some of the points and questions he has in it or whatever, and then we'll just, I don't know, briefly talk about maybe some Thanksgiving we don't have too many traditions, but there is shit that we do on Thanksgiving that we could talk about, so we're not doing an artist specific this week, so if you don't listen to this episode, I won't be offended.
but I will.
But
you won't know that if you're not listening, so all right.
Yeah. But the one thing that, before we get into it, is people who are listening, Koe Wetzel just became our highest listened to episode. It was Luke Combs pretty much since that episode came out. and it got more and more listens. But apparently, someone shared Koe Wetzel's episode, and people were listening because
that is so fucking cool. And like, not that because granted, I really liked our stance on Luke Combs at that time, even though since our recording of that episode, I've been souring more and more on him. I still am good that episode didn't come out when I was like, this guy is still amazing, and then have, like, as it's growing in popularity.
Right after his album.
Exactly. So if it would have been where we were just, like, loving it, like, unconditionally, I would be really upset. Like, everyone just keeps listening to it and hearing me not have up-to-date takes. But that's fine. But yeah, no, the Koe Wetzel one, that's awesome. I don't know who all of you people are, but thank you. Seriously, thank you.
Who are you people?
Who are you people?
But yeah, so that's awesome. Thank you to everyone who listens. Oh, and another quick announcement. If you don't follow us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, you wouldn't have seen this, but we're now on Stitcher. So I don't use it. I know that a lot of podcasts are on it. I know it's obviously a podcast streaming service because I put our podcast up on it. But if you do listen to Stitcher and you've been listening on a different program, you can now catch us on Stitcher and listen to us there. So check us out at Stitcher. I don't know what the website is. I know, just type in the Hodge podcast on Stitcher. It's the first one that'll pop up. I know that much. But, so that's awesome. So last weekend, which is only a few days ago now because it is only Tuesday, we saw, or obviously I was in Yorkville seeing Ray Scott. Kevin was in Ruston Kelly. Do you want to go first or me? I don't give a shit.
I'll go first. So I saw Ruston Kelly. It was
first.
First is the best. I mean,
Bratwurst.
So I saw Ruston Kelly. It was part of a bigger festival deal that we have. It's called Gas Fest.
Yeah, that's what it was called. That's right.
Yep. So it was at the Stardust, which is actually across the street from the Raccoon Motel. I had never been there, so I know that you have never been there. It's a bigger venue. It was a pretty cool spot. It can have bigger artists go there, so I kind of like it as a place.
Is that the one where when you walk left out of Raccoon, it's kind of like you go around the corner there, and it's like, or is it like actually kitty corner from Raccoon Motel?
No, it's like across the street from Damview. It's building, that brick building. They renovated the inside of it.
That's right.
And so his set was really good. His music was tremendous. It kind of sucked because he had like a shorter set because it was like a day-long thing. There was like fucking 12 artists that played.
Did you go to the earlier shows?
No, we just went to that one. When we got there...
Why the fuck not?
Because we didn't know it. Literally, like, I realized... I go to a lot of music, and I know, like, have relatively heard of a lot of people. Literally had not heard of anyone in the whole first slate. And I was at home.
Whiskey Shivers was earlier that day.
Today? No, they were not.
Yeah, I looked it up before the concert.
Were not.
Yeah, they were.
Bullshit, they were.
I remember looking at the lineup, and I was like, oh, sweet, Whiskey Shivers is early in the day. I wonder if I'll go and see them. I remember looking at the schedule.
Now I'm going to look it up and prove you wrong.
All right.
Or be very, very wrong on my own podcast.
Unless they fucking changed it. But I remember seeing Whiskey Shivers was on the lineup earlier in the day. And I was just like, oh, that's a sweet concert that you should go to. Because Whiskey Shivers is great. He's looking it up.
They were on Friday.
Oh, well.
Boom! Fuck you.
Was the ticket for every day? Or
no, it was just for Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Boom! Fuck you twice.
I knew they were on the fucking lineup, whatever. You didn't even know that, bitch.
Yeah, because I only had a ticket for Saturday. That's why. And it was all day Friday, so they probably... No, they were at 7. I could have gone. But, regardless, I only got a ticket for Saturday because Ruston Kelly is who I wanted to see. But when I got there, when we did get there, they had comedians in a room. So we went and saw a little bit of...
when they mix that shit.
It was so weird because, like, they were trying to do comedy sets and you could hear Ruston Kelly's sound check while they were trying to do comedy. And it was just like, I don't understand why this is happening. And, no offense to any aspiring comedians out there that may be listening to this podcast, but, like, local level talent for stand-up comedy is brutal.
Oh, yeah, it's bad. I remember when I went to the Oddball Comedy Fest with Koski way back in the day, we got there, and before, like, the main area opened up where all the, like, Bill Burr and Chris D'Elia and all these, like, amazing comedians were going, Ari Shaffir and shit. Before that, they had the side stage out by, like, the merch table, and they had local people, and I was like, this is awful. Like,
yeah, it's just one, and, like, also with, I feel like comedy, if the room is right, like you could have a comedian who's not, totally killing it, but the audience is engaged and it's kind of cool. Like that could be better. But like having it where we're all there for the music and then we just hear the fucking sound check going on, and then a guy's trying to deliver jokes, and they were like almost rapid fire. Like they did not have very long sets, and I was just sitting
5-minute sets.
Yeah, and so there was like a couple of them that had some decent jokes, but for the most part, I was just like, oh boy. But then we saw Ruston Kelly, and he was great. Turns out his dad plays a steel guitar for him in the band. Thought that was kind of cool. And he just had a really good sound. He sounded like essentially just like he sounds on the record. So it was really good. I really liked it. He didn't play my favorite songs, but I've gotten used to that as a music fan because that just keeps happening more and more.
Be like me going to see Brantley Gilbert and hoping he'd play Saving Amy. That'll never happen.
Exactly, yeah. So it was still good. It was a good time, and I liked it a lot. So I would love to see him again, where he's got like a longer set, because he played. I mean, I think he played for, I don't know, maybe an hour, not quite, something like that. Let's see, how long was he supposed to play?
For those who don't know, he's married to Casey Musgraves.
Yes.
CMA Album of the Year, Casey Musgraves.
Yes.
I don't listen to him, so I don't know anything about him. But
he is a man.
He's a man.
He makes the music.
What the fuck was I gonna say? I don't remember. Oh, I was just thinking about that one time when we were at Raccoon Motel on like a, I don't know, Thursday or Friday or whatever the fuck it was, and it was like right before homecoming or something, or it might have been Choate's wedding or something. I don't remember. But we were we were out there and they were having like open mic going.
Oh,
and
God.
There is such like I never really realized this, because people always talk about like the quote unquote open micers. Like, I'm technically an open micer when it comes to music, but with music you just have to already have the talent. The songwriting talent might not be there, but a talent to sing and play guitar, that's already what you have. But to be a comedian, you have to suck for a long time before you can actually start being like funny and professional.
Yeah.
And so it has to be like painful to go to these open mic things where it's just like, you probably shouldn't be telling jokes.
Because I feel like it's a lot of it is like you can hear them deliver the joke, and when it gets to the punchline, you're like, okay, I get why that is a joke and that is why you are saying it, but none of this delivery was funny at all. Like it just wasn't.
I just remember that night when they were having the, well, I remember two things. When that guy came out like, oh, come on in, we're having open mic or whatever, and
no,
and we're like nah, and Abby's like, he's like, what do you guys do or whatever, and Abby's like, I'm a teacher, and he goes, oh yeah, pick figs down by the river, and we're like, what does that even mean?
Exactly.
Like,
it's like, okay, all right,
not guy,
no more of you, sir.
And then he went aside, and I remember going in to get a beer, and there was a guy on stage, and of course his jokes were just like, I wish we could take all the Trump supporters and just put them on an island. And of course everyone's cheering because he's a liberal saying anti-Trump jokes, which is the easiest fucking thing to do nowadays. It's like poop jokes. But
wait a second.
And it was,
I have an idea.
What?
Trump poop jokes.
Oh my God. When's your Comedy Central hour, Kevin? But yeah, I just remember how just cringy bad it was. But yeah, but at least the concert wasn't cringy bad.
Yes, yeah, the music was great, and I did like the venue first time seeing it, so it was definitely worth it in my book. How was Ray Scott? I'm sure he was good.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah, it was just him and as you saw the picture on Instagram, it was just him and one guitarist, and that guitarist could fucking shred.
Nice.
Like, he was so good. Ray Scott obviously is more of just a rhythm chords guitarist, but he played for 2+ hours. I can't remember how long exactly. We left. He started right around 8, and we left a little after, like, around 10:15, 10:30 or something like that. Which he actually didn't, for it being 2.5 hours-ish, he didn't play that many songs because he'd have banter in between each song, and they were fucking hilarious. Like, he is a funny fucking dude, which isn't surprising when you hear the songs, like, Grumpy, like, sometimes I wake up grumpy, sometimes I let her sleep, and, like, songs like songs like
them
that.
Jeans?
Yeah, oh yeah, he played Them Jeans, and he played The Ugly One, he played, She Don't Like to Play My Kind of Music, and all, like, he played all those ones. He
Nice.
also played Ain't Always Thirsty, which obviously is amazing, the fact that he played that. He didn't play the Sobering Up, which bummed me out, but it's not surprising that he didn't. Because as you said, the songs we always like are the ones they don't usually play.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was cool because when he went into Ain't Always Thirsty, he just goes, this is the one that everyone seems to have the biggest connection to. I always see people posting videos of them singing, and I was like, I was one of those guys. I posted a video of me singing that.
You should have gone up and interrupted him and been like, that was also me. Because he definitely would have appreciated that.
Before I continue talking about the concert, yes, we have to address that fucking shit. Because I know you said it happened at your concert, too.
Yep.
I think we've talked about shitty, like, it was because the Coulter Wall one, those, like, 50-year-old dudes in front of us who were just yelling the entire concert.
Yep.
This is a same thing. Crowd etiquette people. Come the fuck on. Like, it's not like you when you got shushed at the fucking Codfish that one time because you were whispering in my ear. Like, you weren't even yelling. You were saying it, like, normal voice into my ear because it was so loud. And the lady's like, shh. But, no, this guy, he was just like, because Ray Scott's like, who here's been married for, longer than however many years? And everyone's like, woo! And he goes, that's the most amount of people I've ever fake excitement in my life. And and this one guy, of course, starts yelling like, yeah, fuck marriage or whatever. And Ray Scott's just like, that guy is very unenthused. And then of course, so that is of course him addressing it makes the guy think like, oh, he wants to talk to me. So
the guy's
he just
like, I'm part
talking.
of the show now.
Yeah,
he
and
acknowledged me. I'm part of the show.
Yeah, and everyone is just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, no one wants you to talk right now. And but like when like Ray Scott first went on stage, he sat down on his stool and was just like, if you want to hear bro country, just go out and turn on your car and listen to the radio because that shit ain't playing here. And then he talked about how he played on the Opry, and he just goes, I love the Opry, and the fact that they inducted that piece of shit horse teeth Dustin Lynch, and I was just like, fuck yes. I'm like I love it because he's an independent artist who just does not give a fuck what the radio thinks. He just plays what he wants and says what he wants, and he was so fucking funny with his stage banter, and it was such a great fucking show. Obviously, I would love to see him with a full band, but like my dad had never heard I can't remember what the song is called. It's like, Wake Up Grumpy or whatever, where it's like, sometimes I wake up grumpy, sometimes I let her sleep. My dad was like screaming, laughing during that song because he hadn't heard it before. And then I was singing along The Ugly One. He was loving that one, and yeah, it was such a great fucking show. But I do love that he has so many clever songs on top of so many like heartfelt songs. Like, obviously
he's kind of like a Brad Paisley, really.
Oh yeah, he's just a slightly more, or not slightly more, a more country Brad Paisley, because obviously Brad Paisley is, especially recently, has gone less country, even though his new song does actually have a steel guitar and shit in it, so it is leaning that way.
Yeah,
again,
I listened to that song, and it was like I recognize that it's definitely a country song. Like, there's no debate there.
It was just fine.
I just didn't care. Like, when it was done, I was like, all right. Like, I didn't have any
hook me at all.
Yeah, I had no desire to listen to it again, not because I thought it was bad. I was just kind of like, that was very forgettable.
Like, yeah, I'm very happy that he's going straight country again, because obviously Love and War was a step back to country, whereas Wheelhouse and Moonshine in the Trunk kind of were... Well, Wheelhouse was a huge misstep. Moonshine in the Trunk was lesser of a misstep, but it still wasn't good. But the fact that Love and War took a step back is like having Whisperin' Bill on a song, and like Love and War with Radney Foster, like having songs like that was awesome. But so I like that he's doing a song that's about George Strait, pretty much,
absolutely.
on his new album. But so I'm excited for the new album. Hopefully there'll be some hits on there. Like his last great album was This Is Country Music, and I would love for him to return to that kind of sound.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that album to come out so that you can listen to it first and then tell me about it.
Fair. But one thing he did say at the concert, he played one song from it. It is completely slipping my mind what the chorus was, but it was it was like a heartfelt song. It was really good, but he has a new EP coming out, I think he said next month.
Oh, so, fuck yeah.
Or it's either a single from it is coming out next month, or he actually played a few songs from it. He has one, it was like a honky tonk heart, and it's pretty much about touring and just not wanting to play in stadiums because you have that honky tonk heart. You like playing in the little venues and shit like that, and It was a really good song. But he had one heartfelt one. I can't remember what the fuck it was, but the chorus, like the hook was so good, like well written, that I'll remember it the second I hear it recorded. But yeah, it was a phenomenal song. So I'm super excited for his new EP to come out. I think he said you could back it up on like Pledge or something now. But
oh, nice.
So I might actually go on there and back it.
Try to find it.
Yeah, he said it was like Pledge.com. I was like, is that a thing? Because I know there's PledgeMusic.com, but I don't know if that's what it is. But it was a amazing concert, and if he rolls through any town near us again, I'm 100% going to see him again because it was a fucking great show.
Yeah, he's one of those that I for sure want to see eventually. So that's awesome that you got to see him and having it confirmed that he's an absolute badass. So that's always good.
Yeah. Yeah, and he told stories about, like, because obviously he's sober now. He didn't really talk about it. Well, he talked about how he doesn't have a driver's license anymore, which I'm guessing is why he's sober now. But, he was talking about, like, all these dumb things he did, like his song about getting arrested down in Mexico. That's, like, a true story about getting in a fight at a bar and getting thrown in jail in Mexico and shit like that. It's a true story and all that. And, yeah, it's a really... Yeah, he was a great fucking entertainer, so that's definitely one. Anyone who's out there, because obviously he doesn't play huge venues, so if he rolls through your town, fucking go see him. It was a $15 show.
Hell yeah.
So you can never complain, like, with that. And I just shook his hand and said, hey, after the show, but he didn't know who the fuck I was. Not that I expected him to know who the fuck I am, but he was just like, oh, hey, nice to see you. And it's like, all right, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Do you want to do the letter, or do you want to talk about Thanksgiving first and do the letter after?
Let's talk about Thanksgiving first.
All right. So, it's a holiday. We're doing the history of it. Guys, one time we genocidally killed Native Americans and took the country.
Except for there was also one time where we played nice for a day, and then we remembered that day instead of the rest of them.
And then we gave them smallpox.
No, we gave them blankets that just happened to have smallpox all over them. Very different.
I actually heard that wasn't a true thing because the blankets would have just given us smallpox too. Like there would have been no way of.
I would not be surprised if I don't know, maybe.
I'm sure they were very genocidal to them no matter what.
I guarantee they gave them smallpox. The delivery method, I do not know.
Just go over their face and cough.
They probably did just have people afflict. Just go wander through their camp. Just go over there.
Go take a shit on their front step.
Go rub your nuts all over their blankets.
But no, so Thanksgiving, obviously everyone has the same. It's a family holiday, so we were thinking of doing like family songs, but then we're like, we don't have time to get like a list together of it. We might, who knows, maybe next Thanksgiving we can do that or something.
Yeah, it just needs a little bit of planning because it's like, I don't know. The murder ballads was easy just because there's a lot of them that I like came to mind quickly. But some of these other types of songs, like, there's not really a way to like search them to like have like, hey, Spotify, give me all of my songs that I have saved of this variety. So it's kind of hard to like think of them off the top of your head. But yeah, Thanksgiving as a thing, fun time. Yeah.
So we do we're related on our dad's side. And so it's usually like every other year that our family, like side of the family gets together for Thanksgiving. Like this year, I know we're just with my aunt and cousin and her, whoever he is. And they're just coming over, and obviously we're watching the Bears and Saints and the third game, whatever that one is.
Cowboys and Indians.
Redskins, yeah, Cowboys, Indians. Yeah, so that is what we're doing. I don't know if because we're not eating until after the game, so who knows? We might fucking roll over to your house for the game.
Oh yeah, I have no idea what the timing plan is. I just was texting my dad. I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm gonna watch the Bears game, and then I don't really care.
I give a shit about. But yeah, so I think we talked about it on the Christmas episode, how we talk about how our family get-togethers are just kind of crazy, but Thanksgiving is pretty much the same as Christmas for us. Obviously, instead of presents and snow, it's just turkey. But football. So yeah, we just obviously, if you haven't been listening since the Christmas episode last year, what we do with our family is Kevin's dad brews a shit ton of beer, and we just drink his beer and get drunk and be stupid rednecks while watching football. So.
Yeah, and then eat so much that you are in a literal coma.
Literal food coma. Yep,
literal food coma and literal meat sweats. Great combination.
Meat drapes. This year, Christmas Eve is at our house this year, so you guys get to come over and deal with the puppies, who are little shitheads.
So you mean instead I'll just come over and they'll run away, and then that'll be the end of it?
Mm-hmm. And they'll just be ruff, 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 and then they'll fall asleep. But, yeah, so I was going to tweet out asking if anyone had any Thanksgiving tradition they have, but... Yeah, we don't have too many. Every time I think of Thanksgiving, I obviously have the other side of the family, but I think of our family and just how fucking fun our side of the family is. Like, the fact that I have genuinely had friends call me being like, can I come to your family party? I'll hang out with you guys. Because especially back when we were in college, our family's all within, 6 or 7 years of each other in age. So when the last person hit college, every fucking get together was just beer.
Oh yeah,
beer.
Well, shit. I remember
even
we
high school,
played drinking games, half of them back in the day. It was a great time. Yeah, I mean, and we never did a turkey bowl, football in the yard kind of thing. But,
I did a few in high school with friends, but it was never a family thing.
Yeah, but we did drink a lot and watch football, so I'm going to call it even.
Call it a wash. We'll call it a draw.
All right, we'll call it a draw.
We'll call it a draw. But yeah, so Thanksgiving
I'll bite your ankles. You get back here, you bastard.
I need to watch that movie again now. Fucking, if you've never seen Monty Python the Holy Grail, you fail at life. I don't know how many times I watched that fucking movie growing up.
I don't know how many times I've watched it in the last year. More than 5.
I remember in college, I showed it to Koski and another one of my buddies who had never seen it before. I was like, how the fuck have you never seen Monty Python the Holy Grail? I had him come over. My buddy was dying laughing, and Koski's like, I just think it's okay. I'm like, Koski, if it's not Detroit Lions or Madden football, you don't care about anything. God, fucking Koski. Ugh,
God,
I miss him.
Damn it, Kuski.
I miss Kuski. Who's Hooch? But yeah, so Thanksgiving is a whole lot of fun. I hope tweet at us or send us messages on what you guys do, and maybe we'll read them next week when we still have nothing to talk about.
Yay! But for real, happy Thanksgiving to you all. But now we're still going, so that's not a sign off.
Yeah, this is a country music podcast. And as true American country fans, we like the fact that we stole this country and it's now white people country. So, ha! No,
God damn right. That's your headline.
Not the white people thing, but it is our... Yeah. We're sexist and racist now.
Nailed it.
I'm sure people have thought we're racist for a long time.
No,
and you're right!
It was bound to happen.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about Thanksgiving. All I know is it's a lot of fun for our family, and it's good tradition, and love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but so we got a letter. We got it actually a couple weeks ago. I just forgot about it. Got it November 5th. So yeah, it's been about 2 weeks, a little more than 2 weeks. But a guy named Nate emailed us with the subject, "Your take on country music is as close to spot on as it gets." So yes,
please compliment me more.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I'll read I'll read this first paragraph. It's a long one, but it makes me feel good about myself.
Yay!
I discovered your podcast this weekend, and I love it. I've listened to your Turnpike Troubadours, Jason Isbell, Murder Ballad, and Coulter Wall episodes. As a Midwesterner, I appreciate other Midwesterners who appreciate good country music. That is a lot
Respect.
of appreciate. You've alluded to it several times, but in general, people from the Midwest seem to lack any sort of taste when it comes to music, country or non-country. The amount of genuine interest coming out of the Midwest for artists like Luke Bryan, Kane Brown, and the dumpster fire that is country radio is astonishing.
Goddamn right.
Obviously, these people are pop fans who don't know any better. Anyway, why do you... I guess we could stop it here. Anyway, why do you think the Midwest is so inferior when it comes to musical intellect? Do you think country music is to blame? Maybe the demographic makeup is less likely to stray from the mainstream? Or could it be that they're just more stupid people?
I like this guy's take. Nate?
Yeah, so I think...
My man.
Yeah, Nate. So I think we have touched on it a little bit. But, yeah, I don't know why. Well, we touched on it even in the Jamie Lynn Wilson episode, Jamie Lynn Spears episode, because she was saying how it's because they think that mainstream radio is afraid of these people because they can't control them. So that's why they don't play independent artists. But how it is Texas cares about it, but not our mainstream, that I don't know. Like, I don't know why they don't have a red dirt radio station.
I think it's there's a couple different reasons. I think one of them is there's a lot more urban areas. I realize Texas has big ass fucking cities all over the place. I feel like, but in the the northern areas, because I guess the Midwest has a lot of open space. But I think about Chicago, the Twin Cities, New York, Boston, the whole East Coast down around through, all the areas that don't listen to country music. I feel like there's urban areas, and I also feel like in the South there's a way of life that kind of closely resembles the country songs, the people listen to shit that sounds like their life. And I feel like outside of the really rural areas in the Midwest, you've got a lot of people who just go through life just as normal whatevers and don't even think about it, because I know that there's a lot of outdoorsy people. There's a lot of people who fish. We fish, obviously, hunters and that are very prevalent throughout the area that we live in. But I don't know. Maybe it's winter. Maybe it's winter. For some reason, winter fucks it all up.
I don't know, because the thing is, we always talk about how country music now is sorority country. It's what white suburbanites think country is.
See, that's the thing where I feel like in the South they probably have a bigger respect for, and then by the South I mean Texas and all of the in the deserts all the way across to the whole damn thing, not just the deep South. I just feel like down there, something about the way of living or roots or something like that always has a closer connection to it.
It's not spring break sorority parties all the time.
Yeah, and up here we've got a bunch of people who live in suburbanite type worlds, and so they listen to suburbanite type bullshit.
And that's the thing. I remember on Instagram someone posted a comment, I think it was on one of our things, saying how it's just a bunch of rich white kids who play country boy dress up. A concert is their excuse to wear an American flag shirt and cowboy boots.
They go over the top,
or the ripped off flannel sleeveless shirts.
Yes,
you see it at Country Thunder. Every other person is that person.
It's the over the top. They'd never wear anything related to that ever. Maybe 4th of July just to do it, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then he goes, but people like us are the people who are strapping on the boots and doing that every day. And I was like, well, to be honest, that you and I, we're from suburban-ish areas, and we both now work white-collar jobs.
I am only from suburban areas when it suits my cause, because I also claim very heavily that I am from a small town.
You are from a very small town. You are from a very small town. But
I say both, depending on the argument.
You're close enough to Chicago that you have Chicago.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we do go fishing. You way more than me. I don't get to go that often.
I like to fish.
Yeah, we go up north to sit on a boat on a lake and drink beer. We are that, it's like, and we've both worked shitty blue collar jobs. Like we've just managed to work into good paying, white collar jobs.
Yeah.
But so it's not like we're playing dress up every time we go. Like, I remember when I used to wear steel toes and jeans every single day, and that was my favorite thing to wear.
Yeah.
And a hoodie. Like, I'm wearing a camo fucking Under Armour hoodie and an American flag hat. Like, that's just how I dress, and that's how I act. And so, yeah, when I go to a concert, it's not me playing like, now I care about America. Like, look at me now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that person pretending to be like, oh, I don't know what a cane pole is, but let's sing about it.
Yeah, and I feel like another thing is, like, I feel like it's kind of like a chicken or the egg argument with the radio. Like, is it that there's a lot of young people out here who don't know about good music because the radio doesn't play good music, or is it because they have shitty taste so the radio's playing them what they want? But I would argue that there are tons and tons of farmers all across the Midwest who don't listen to the radio at all, and they just say, fuck it, country music died with whatever year, and all they do is listen to their old stuff. So I feel like there's a lot of that, where there's people who are just completely unaware, and it's because of the radio and what comes through town and all that shit. But I don't know exactly what caused what.
If we ever got enough pull that we could start our own branch of radio, or even if I knew how to fucking start, like, that, and we were able to start a red dirt fucking station in Chicago, at least a third of the audience from the other three stations would come to our station to listen to red dirt country.
If they found out about it, because that's really what I've felt. I mean, we've said this a million times in the podcast, that it's like a fucking, like, Pandora's box opening. Once you realize this other stuff is out there, you have a complete change in your head. Like, wait a fucking second.
Like, traditionalists can say what they want about Stapleton. You could bitch and moan about it. Granted, the most people who bitch about Stapleton, it's just because once something becomes mainstream, it's not cool anymore. And that's what I think the main thing with Stapleton is. Yes, he has blues-ish sounding to his music. He's not straight country in all of his songs, but he's still a great fucking country
And
artist.
have you heard him open his mouth? It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's what happened, though, with Stapleton. When that 2015 CMA thing happened, he exploded because people realized, holy shit, I want this. I want this authenticity that this guy has.
Yep.
And they, like, I think Jamie Lynn Wilson said this verbatim. She goes, people crave authenticity. And that is what...
Yeah.
And so that's what people want. And so if we were able to have that poll... If there was a tradition, like the Gold Vault on 98.3, I don't know if they do it anymore, but they would play fucking Merle and Wayne
that was
and
the
George
best.
Jones. And
that was the one thing me and Jay would look forward to when we were
working. Isn't like an hour or two a day?
No, it's one song like each hour.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like they had a portion of the
No,
day
it's like one song each hour, but that was all we looked forward to when we were working at the Donkey Factory, is when they would say, now we're going into the Gold Vault.
That's
and
where
we're
Kevin's
like, yes!
nickname. That's where Kevin's nickname Donkey Factory comes from. He worked at. The Donkey
Shit!
Factory.
I don't know if I've ever said that on the podcast,
I
but I don't,
think you've ever...
and I feel bad for ruining it now. Damn it! But yeah, all right. Cat's out.
Well,
of the...
they don't know why they call you. Why
Cat's out of the bag. I used to work at the Donkey Factory.
Yeah, people used. Yeah, Kevin worked at the Donkey Factory. But it's just like the origination of Gooch. So many people asked us, like, why do you call them Gooch? And we're like, well, it's a.
If you think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes like someone messaged me on Instagram. I was like, why do you call them Gooch? And I explained to her. She goes, that makes a lot of sense.
Because we say a lot of dumb shit. Believe me, we really do. But that one makes too much sense.
I know. That one, that's still one of my favorite. That and Drunkle. Those are two of my favorite things we've ever made up. But I'm looking at the thing, and the rest of the email was him talking about how our Turnpike Troubadours list was wrong because it didn't have Good Lord Laurie. It's like,
damn it.
All right, it's impossible to get that right. Like,
also, to be fair,
Turnpike.
I believe I did have that on mine.
Probably. And then he said, this is another one I wanted to kind of talk about quickly before we wrap up, is he says later in his email, "Do you really think that Cody Johnson is that great? I'm sorry, but songs about belt buckles, spurs, and pearl snap shirts evoke a sort of Jason Aldean, big green tractor, Amarillo sky type pandering for me. I know he quote-unquote lived that way, but that doesn't mean it's not pandering, and maybe I haven't given him a fair shot. After all, I can't help but puke in my mouth and change songs when I hear a cliche line like, lately she's been hating radios in Copenhagen and trucks. Seems unoriginal, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Also, could you think of a nickname more tacky than Kojo?"
I will say I don't like Kojo as a nickname. I don't like his symbol.
Isn't that a killer dog movie?
Cujo, Kujo.
Oh, Cujo. Wiz Khalifa.
And I don't like his little symbol with the C and the J. It looks
logo.
so dumb.
It looks so it
and
looks really stupid.
And I will say that he does have some lyrics, like he mentioned with the lately she's
the
been
very
hitting
pandering rodeo.
That song has some nonsense in it. But
is that the Deer Rodeo song?
No, that's the fucking. The she's me and my kind. That's what that is.
Oh yeah. She don't care for me and my. Yeah. She's just over me and my kind. Or whatever.
I would. There's a fine line in my opinion, and with Cody Johnson, I think he's so talented vocally and sonically. He's clearly country. So those things mashed up together, I am willing to accept a larger amount of pandering.
Yeah.
Also, because he's got a lot of songs that aren't just about rodeos that I just skip. Like if I'm all rodeoed out, I just skip them and go to something else.
And that's what I was going to lead into is the fact that he has songs like Holes, like even with You I Am. He's
got a lot of.
It is a little hokey, but it is a good love song.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of. I feel like he's got a lot of good love songs. He's got some murder ballads. You know, he shakes it all up.
Like songs like Grass Stains, I'm not huge on.
Oh, I really dislike that song.
Yeah, but yeah, he does have the little corniness, like, well, because wasn't he a rodeo champ or something? I remember we talked about it on his episode.
Yeah, I don't know,
but
I don't know what
that's what his giant belt buckle is.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't know what his accolades. I don't know how long he was in the rodeo, but simply because of that, I would say the dude is allowed to release rodeo songs, like as many as he wants.
That'd be like getting mad at George Strait for
exactly
rodeo songs. But
I'm not saying that it's not pandering in the literal sense of the word pandering. However, it's not pandering the way that Jason Aldean sings about rodeos because that motherfucker don't know what rodeos are.
Yeah. And I don't know why, it just also reminds me of people. I remember seeing this comment on some article where someone was bitching about Aaron Lewis because all of his songs are like sad songs, and he's like, what does he have to be sad about? I'm like, he's an artist. That's what he sings about.
Yeah.
Is every song supposed to be about? Like, I used to be instained. Like, he doesn't have to have every song be that. Like,
I really wish he would release the "I used to be instained" song.
Like, I don't get why people like. It's an authentic sound, and his songs have meaning behind them. So yeah, of course, Kojo is gonna release like songs that relate to him.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say next was like because we brought up. During the Mike and the Moon Pies episode about how he's got a lot of songs. Mike Moon Pie and the Moon Pies. He has a lot of songs about the road because he's touring, just fucking on the road all the time. And that's what I would say about Cody Johnson is the reason you're getting such a high volume of rodeo songs is because you're getting songs by a guy who's actually writing his own songs. And so he's writing about what he knows how to write about. And I'm not going to fault anyone for not wanting to listen to his music because you're allowed to fucking listen to whatever the hell you want. I don't really care.
Yeah, it's just funny because he's so country, really. He genuinely is.
Yes.
But like I remember seeing, I think Aaron posted it. It was a quote that someone else posted where it's like Cody Johnson's the Applebees of Texas country or something like that, where he's kind of he's commercialized. Like, it's crazy that he's more country than anything we hear up here, but he's still, like, they consider it, like, it's the Democrats eating their own type situation down there, where it's like, he's doing good to the cause, but he's just not red dirt enough that they start eating him alive down there. And it's just like, I think he's a great artist, and he's doing good, and it sucks. I mean, it kind of sucks that he just signed to a major label. I mean, I'm happy for him to succeed.
I'm concerned.
But he
Slightly.
said in an interview it's not going to change his sound at all. But
Yeah,
we'll
who's never said that before?
Yeah, and he's going on with Justin Moore, on tour with Justin Moore, who is the definition of a person who thought you'd never change his sound, but now he's fucking whatever. But so I am concerned about that. We'll see down the road what he sounds like. But as of right now, I'm not concerned about Cody Johnson. He seems to be pretty genuine with his music.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say is related to what you just said about he's the more commercialized version of the Texas country. I reserve the right as a person in the Midwest to listen to the most commercialized version of Texas country because we don't get anything up here, and so it's still miles better than the radio. I mean, granted, now that I'm as deep into the music as I am, how many ever years into finding out that the whole scene existed, I still like. I mean, I can understand why someone doesn't like him. I still like him. I still think he's authentic because he's still singing about things that he did live. I understand if he just keeps constantly coming out with rodeo songs, it gets kind of old. But he's super talented as a singer. He's a good songwriter. He's great live. I like him. It's preference.
I've seen him 4 times now.
I think you've seen him 4, and I've seen him 5.
Yeah, because I think my 4th time was just this summer when we saw him at Windy City.
Yep.
But yeah, so I think you should give him a chance. Don't just listen to his I'm a Cowboy songs if that's what you don't like, because it's like Holes is such an amazing song that that song alone makes listening to him worth it. I love that fucking song. And With You I Am, if you want a good love song. Quickly before we wrap up, there was one in the other email that I had saved. I just want to bring this up because we got to start addressing this, because this is like the 10th time someone has mentioned, how did you not include whatever song by Chris Knight? I don't listen to Chris Knight that much. I know I have music by him, but I guess we need to binge his music so we could do an episode on him, because he's one of the most requested artists that I get messages about.
Really?
So yeah, I get messages it's the saddest songs. I remember getting 2 or 3 messages of, how'd you not include this song by Chris Knight? And then on the murder one, how'd you not include this one by Chris Knight? I'm like, apparently I need to listen to Chris Knight more.
Are you giving me homework?
Yeah, apparently So we need to listen to some Chris Knight and get into that for some people.
All right.
We hear a lot about him, so
all right.
Definitely have to get into that. But yeah, so I don't have the notes pulled up, so what else do we got? Music from last week.
It was the singles and the Kip Moore EP.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Kip Moore EP came out. It was... he doesn't understand what the term acoustic means, because it had all of the instruments on it. So I don't know. He doesn't. I think he meant unplugged because it was kind of acoustic sounding, but there were all of the instruments. It was not just an acoustic guitar. So
I heard a
but
drum,
it was good.
and I was like,
Yeah, it was good though. Kip Moore is an artist I've always liked, despite the fact he's not very country anymore. Not country at all really anymore. But he's still a sound I like. And then Shane Smith and the Saints had 2 songs come out. One was a cover of Band of Heathens. The other one was an original.
The Band of Heathens song is actually also a cover, but that's the version I choose to say is the best.
Oh, I don't. It's a cover of Luke Combs' Hurricane.
Exactly.
Which is a cover of Rock You Like a Hurricane.
Here I am.
Rock me like a hurricane. Yeah.
Guitar Hero 2. I mean, what?
Yeah, dude. I miss Guitar Hero. Those
dude.
They need a country.
Not to sick brag or nothing, but I beat it on Expert.
I beat it on Expert too. Just not Dragon Force fucking.
Oh no, that song's physically impossible. Anyone who says they can do it, you're a liar.
I still remember having a friend in high school who's an amazing actual guitarist, but he could do it. And it was so funny because he was so cocky. He was, because the start of the song is hammer on, so you don't even have to flick the thing. So he's doing it, and he's just doing the thing, and then he turns from the screen to look at us, and then all of a sudden here, fail. We were dying laughing because he literally was nailing it like he was doing it, but then he looked away from the screen and he missed one note and it caused the whole thing to fail. It was so funny. Anyway, you can find us at countryhodgepodge.com, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Country Hodgepodge. You can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, I think Google Play maybe. I don't know. I need to try and get Spotify to work again. I think they rejected the podcast a while ago when they were doing few, but I think any podcast can go up there now, so I'm going to try again. You can find on, speaking of Spotify, Hodge Podcast Picks. Every week we upload the songs we talk about on the playlist. We aren't going to upload any this week except for some of the songs that were released. You can find on a link through the website, or if you search the username Donkey Factory, one word. You can find Kevin's Picks of the Week, which we also tweet out each Monday, of 10 songs Kevin thinks you should be listening to.
Except for today, which is Tuesday, which is when I haven't done it yet, so it'll be humming soon.
Well, then you can listen to the 10 from last week. And then every Friday we tweet out the best new music releases of the week. It's been slow kind of near the end of the year. Obviously, it's not surprising. It's near the holiday. The only thing coming out is Christmas albums.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you want to hear a new cover of Silver Bells?
I haven't heard one yet,
because I'm pretty sure Martina McBride just put out a Christmas album.
I just want to know if someone will step up to the plate and give me that first cover ever of Silver Bells.
Well, I haven't listened to it yet, but I saw that one song came out that... What the hell? What the hell is his name? Zach Schmidt.
Oh, yeah.
He released one that... where the fuck is he? Zach Schmidt. There you are. It's called "I'm Drunk Again This Christmas," and I want to listen to it because I haven't.
That got released like, I swear it got released like this summer, and I listened to it, and I was very confused why it was released in the summer because it was a Christmas song, and I was very confused. But it is really good. It's really funny.
Yeah, so I'll have to check out that one. But yeah, this year we'll probably do another Christmas episode just to annoy Kevin. And then
Trigger.
I'll do the top 10 again, though. I could find 10 more original country songs, I'm sure.
I bet I could find 10 more covers of Silver Bells.
Yeah, we'll just do the top 10 covers of Silver Bells. No, we're genuinely doing that. It's just going to be Silver Bells. The top 10 covers of Silver Bells. Get ready for that this December. It's gonna be amazing.
Anyway, I hate everything.
I can't wait. You can find our shirts on a link through the site, or if you go to TeePublic, search Country Hodgepodge, you can find God Bless American Aquarium, the new Highwaymen, Gooch, Sam Hunt Sucks, all the greats. You can find me on Instagram at CHP_Clifftron, and Kevin on Twitter and Instagram at CHP_Church. Please rate and review the podcast on iTunes. We got another 5-star review last week, and I thank you for that. We're almost amazing. We're coming for you, Joe Rogan. But that's it for this week. Next week, we will get back to talking about artists. We'll talk about some Sam Hunt. So stay tuned for that. Until next week, I'm Steve Hodge. As always, joined by Kevin Hodge saying Happy Thanksgiving and goodbye, good night, and good Charlotte. Hello.